got the bathroom flushing. Delightful.
All right, here we go. Oh, nice. So sultry.
So Chris and I have to share a microphone right now.
Yeah.
And I always feel bad because I bring coffee
Like
in
a
here.
foot away.
Yeah. So it's like, this is probably closer than I've been to any other man besides Eric in a very long time.
Same with my wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This is.
Right.
And then, but I have to get in here to actually.
Yeah. So if you hear us chewing gum, it's because we're trying not to offend each other. And
Right.
which is also why I did our intro like that, because it's like, smell my garlic breath.
Yeah. And it is.
It is not.
No.
I'm like, I haven't eaten in like a long time.
I don't know if my sniffer really works on smelling other people's breath.
Well, that's good because mine doesn't either.
Because I can smell things, but I used to smell breath really bad.
I think it has to be like straight up halitosis for it to register.
And I always have that concern that I have that.
I know. Like, it's what is the Febreze commercials? Are you nose deaf? I'm nose deaf.
Yeah, me too.
So,
To myself.
And now you just breathe it into my face. It's like I felt the wind.
All right. Wait,
My
okay.
hair just went straight back, right?
Give me an update.
An update.
On?
So we got the appraisal back on the house that we're buying. Guess what? Instant 20,000 of equity.
Oh, nice.
Boom.
There we go.
Baby.
That's how you do it, people.
I know. I probably shouldn't be like proclaiming it on a podcast since we technically don't have the report in hand.
Yeah.
But it came from a very credible source.
Yeah.
So I don't think
the appraiser.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't think the underwriter's going to be saying, I think you did this wrong. So I think I'm okay.
Or if they listen to the podcast, the underwriter may say,
Underwriter, are you one of our 12 listeners?
Yeah.
Are you? Write in. Tell us. thehomeslicepod@gmail.com.
Yeah, get that in early.
Right?
The plug.
Right?
Saves you time at the end.
No, I'm asking you to get it the plug in early.
Do the whole plug?
Yeah, do the whole plug.
Okay, so you know our email address now. It's
right.
thehomeslicepod@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram @homeslicepod. I think that's it.
That's it. Okay.
That's it. That's all
Very
the things.
good. The plugs are good.
It sounded like there should be more, but it's like no.
And we'll be appearing Wednesday nights at the what's that place? I was going to say Pig in a Blanket.
You're
Blind
crushing
Pig.
it. You're
Yeah.
crushing
Blind
it.
Pig. Are we?
I know. Right.
It's like, will we really?
No, we will not.
Oh.
But what if we did do a live
I feel
podcast?
like that.
Oh man,
There might be a lot of background noise.
there is
probably
gonna
would
be.
be. How do you do that? How do people do that?
You just set it up and just go. I'm assuming.
It was like, but you know how to set it up. I don't know how to do anything. I just
Yeah.
upload.
Well, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
We'll
have to
work
figure
out the details.
Nobody
later.
hits that upload button better.
I feel.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Why don't we introduce our guest?
Yes. So this is Nicci.
Yeah.
She is my BFF, but she also manages the property, the hub, over by Purdue. Mm-hmm. She's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
She's she's multifaceted. She's
Always work on time.
Always.
Yeah.
Within minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That's Nicci.
Oh, I feel
Hi.
like we should go ahead and
Hi.
get into
Let's get into it.
Get into it with Nicci.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Wait,
How's it
so
going,
before
too?
we do it, we have to reintroduce.
Oh, son of a bitch.
And you have to sing too. You ready?
Oh, this is.
We'll
are
do
you
it.
Sure?
We'll yell it like normal. Okay. Or if you want to do
Just
the...
like
you can't.
Don't hyperventilate on air. It's not.
I
a
have
good
my
look.
inhaler. We're fine.
No.
Okay, good. Here we go.
Home slice! Oh!
That's a keeper.
That was good.
That
Never
one may
use
be
it
the-
She
again.
went up.
We
She
may have
harmonized.
to splice that and use that for everyone. That was
Thank
pretty good.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won't. He's still going to
No.
make you do
Well,
it.
I'd have to splice it.
I thought that I got last week an argument that we had over that for Instagram, like on my phone video, and it's like it wasn't recording. I was like, damn it.
Tech is hard.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
That's another button to push. You already committed to the upload
Well, I
button.
thought I
What else
pushed.
are you supposed
I
to
thought
do?
I pushed that button, and the battery. Here's my.
Got a little clicker.
Yeah,
Not quite working.
it didn't. No,
Okay. Well.
no. I think the battery's dead.
Let's talk about the hub.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about the hub.
Let's talk about the hub.
So I've been at the hub since December. I've only been there a few months. So I was with a previous company for 13 years. So I am venturing over into student housing, like per the bed, fancy, a lot of floors, a lot of amenities, property.
So, how many beds?
608 beds,
How many floors?
11.
Dang, that's a lot of floors.
Yeah.
You have a pool?
Rooftop.
Nice.
I mean, come on.
Okay.
Yeah, tell me
As
about
if
the
I
place
put it
I
there.
haven't.
Yeah.
So,
You put the pool there.
yeah, me personally, yes, yes, no. So there's a rooftop pool
Yeah.
that also has like, there's cabanas up there, stuff like that, outdoor TVs for them, hot tub. And then there's on one of the floors, like the penthouse floor has a club room and a study room with like private booths, conference rooms, stuff like that. And then there's a yoga room, fitness center, sauna on another floor with a courtyard. So, and then the first level is just basically the leasing office, package room, and then a 6 retail bays
Yeah.
that they're working on leasing them all out right now.
So I guess we should explain where it's at.
So it's
For
right
those.
up the hill on State Street when you go up the hill to go towards Chauncey. So it's off of Salisbury, side of the Chauncey-Salisbury State Street block.
Sounds like a lot of roads. Like,
Okay, Triple X is across.
There
You
you
see
go.
out
There
to
it
Triple
is.
X.
That's all you got
Yeah.
to do.
Got it.
And so is it all college students or?
Yes,
No,
it's
it
all
is.
students.
Okay.
It doesn't, like, somebody else can rent there, it's just not currently.
I see. Okay.
So.
how expensive is it? What's rent like per bedroom? Is it stupid?
I mean, it's not stupid if you have that kind of money and
Yeah.
you want that convenience because, them being able to walk everywhere and not have to
Yeah.
have a vehicle or anything is really, that's what people pay for, that convenience. So,
Yeah.
I mean, for us in our history of market rate communities, it is very expensive. But to people who, that's what they're looking for, they'll pay for that convenience. So,
Yeah.
and that's why, we're 100% leased for next year.
I was just
because
going to
it's-
ask, like, is it hard to sell it because it's so new and because of all the amenities? Or it's just like,
No, I'm
Take my
not saying
money.
the team doesn't work very hard
right.
to lease it up, but the demand is there.
Yeah. And you've had previous property management experience.
Yes.
Compare-
many years.
Yeah. So compare those years where,
Mm-hmm.
and I assume those years you're renting, single family homes,
Or multifamily
Yeah.
apartment communities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between this clientele, for lack of a better word, at the hub compared to what you were doing previously?
So it just has different challenges. So previously it was things like you may struggle collecting rent, especially through COVID, all of those things. Some of the properties, I worked for a value add community, like company that did value add properties. So they were older communities, so you'd have a lot of like maintenance issues. Obviously, this one is only a few years old, so it's doesn't have a lot of maintenance issues, but it has its own, challenges because it is all students. They're all young. There's,
Yeah.
and then because they're students, most of them have a guarantor that is typically their parents who are also involved because their name's on it as well.
Yeah.
So it's just a different set of its own challenges. And that's why I was excited to go there because it was a new set of challenges. And I had, had many challenges before, but it was something different. And I was
Yeah.
excited to try that.
So is it a lot of breaking up? You wouldn't break up a party, would you? Tell us about the parties.
It's like she's got stories.
Yeah.
Well, it's not as much breaking up parties as we basically, so we have a security company that is there from Thursday through Saturday at night. So if somebody comes in, gives a complaint, they'll go knock on the door and ask them to either keep it down or break up the party.
Yeah.
And then as long as they don't all come back, it's okay. But it's, we have kind of like set quiet hours. So until then, within reason, you can,
Yeah. So that's all kind of off your plate Unless it just escalates further.
I just kind of follow up on Monday. Like I get a report from the security team every night. So on Monday I follow up if I need to do a lease violation of some kind or review camera footage or something like that.
Have you had to kick anybody out yet?
No.
Am I asking questions you're allowed to answer?
I will tell you if I can.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So I have not, but
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, it's just been since December,
yeah.
so.
So I've had discussions. I've told people that their visitors are no longer welcome in the building. But as far as like, there's not been an eviction of any kind, nothing like that. So
I would think there'd be a lot of visitors, a lot of hangers on, just because it sounds like a really cool place. So
it is a cool place. It's the way that the building's set up is, I feel like I would be very comfortable with my kid living there just because of the security measures, because we do have security. You have to have a key fob to get in the building. You also have to get a key fob to take the elevator above the first floor. You can't get into the staircases without the key fob. So it's not like random people are coming in. Like our residents are getting them in the like bringing them in the building. So it's to a point, like it's nice that it's not a bunch of random people coming. Like you have to go get them to bring them to your party or something like that. So that part is, kind of nice that it's not a bunch of random, but it's still like some people have big parties.
yeah.
The lease reads that you can only have 10 people in your apartment. Not everybody does that.
How big are these apartments?
There's a lot of, it's anywhere from a studio to a 4x4. 4x4 meaning 4-bedroom, 4-bath, obviously. But
Yeah.
Right.
I wasn't thinking 4 by 4 feet. If
Yeah.
that's what I think Sydney thought I was for a
I
second.
did not.
I just
I
wondered.
mean,
Could have been. Yeah.
Stop.
let's just make it clear: 4 bedrooms, 4-bath. Not insinuating anybody specifically didn't understand.
Okay, good. There
Oh,
goes the uke.
How's that?
he's really angry that I didn't
He
know what he was
felt-
talking about.
He felt judged.
Yeah, he felt judged. He was upset.
Yeah. No, I'm fine. I'm over it.
Okay.
If
He
I ever-
threw
I'm
glad-
your ukulele
I'm
and
glad.
now you're good.
I was worried about your fight, but
I know.
but
I
it's
think we were
over.
talking
Did
about
you-
it
there was a
like a
fight.
week
I
or
missed
two
it.
ago. That it's like I don't think I've ever seen you mad.
Yeah.
Like,
I
no.
don't.
It's because
It's
he
not-
forgets about it immediately.
Exactly. There's no.
So,
Yeah, like a goldfish. It's just
Yeah.
gone. Yeah.
yeah, that's me. I'm just not going to remember.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I might remember a feeling, but I don't know why. So,
Right. I don't know
just
what
like, well,
happened
why
to
hold
make
on
me
to
feel
that?
that way.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
I pick and choose what I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every week
Care
you have to be
about.
like, what episode is this?
Well, yeah.
How many have we done?
Did I get the place booked? Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
17 or 74?
Yeah.
Or is it 18?
Oh.
I think today's 18.
I just made up numbers. So I just,
Today is 18, isn't it?
oh, look at you
Yeah.
guys. So successful.
That means
right?
that our podcast is now an adult.
Oh my lord.
You could buy a lottery
We should
ticket.
have, yeah, it should be
Yeah.
18th birthday party for the
What?
podcast.
I could have brought a cake or something.
Yeah.
What the heck? No.
You brought a beautiful
I
singing voice.
I did no
You did.
research.
Yeah.
I can tell you that's the first time somebody's referred to it as a beautiful singing
Well,
voice.
it was. It was perfect.
See, he does that to me all the time too. It's almost
Yeah.
patronizing.
It does sound good though. When you listen to it,
I think it sounds good.
yeah,
but
you hit it. Like the first time we ever did it, you nailed it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So,
She's just living her life, crushing it. That's
That's what I do.
and so you guys work together.
Yeah. So
Right.
Nicci, the first apartment complex that I managed, Nicci was my boss. She was my operations manager. So she trained me. And then we had to have like, I like you. Do you like me? Can we hang out after work?
Yeah.
I don't
but like
want,
we gotta keep it like
we gotta be low key about it. Like
I'm not gonna be your best friend right now because I'm your boss. So just in case I have to fire you, we're not gonna be like best friends, but like we're gonna be pretty close to best friends.
We're gonna be as
So
close
what was
as
your
possible.
first friend date?
I think I
What'd
went
you
to
guys
your
do?
house and your husband made me lasagna and we watched movies.
That sounds perfect.
It was the best setup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
be your friend?
Right?
Absolutely.
Because I really like
Yeah.
lasagna.
I
He
just you have
makes
to
ballin'
invite
lasagna.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you have
Just
to invite
saying.
yourself over because I will never remember to.
So is
I'm
lasagna,
that
is it
friend.
the 4 cheese or? It's
I
a
use
box.
a sausage for
That's-
one
yeah.
instead of beef. So it's
Much better. Yeah.
Yeah.
like you use something different. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. My husband does all the cooking. I don't do any of that. So I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you how he makes almost anything.
Has he
if
always done the
I-
cooking or did that just kind of
For the most
become-
part. For the most part. He, over a decade ago, had like an injury. So he was limited on when he could work and stuff like that. So he became kind of like, that
A
was
domestic
like,
engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So he's the dance mom. He takes, like our daughter.
But he
to-
crushes it. He does so good.
Anything,
Yeah.
he does all of it. So,
That's awesome.
so yeah. And me, because I don't cook at all, have to be like, so when I make her noodles, how long do I boil it for?
Yeah. And she probably has a specific
So-
taste. It's got to be
Well, I'm
just
just like-
dad's.
She knows how much to put in. I don't have to ask.
And she's 6? Is that right?
She's 6 Monday. Yeah. So she's not,
Oh, yeah. The
she's not boiling
Yeah.
them.
birthday
but-
party.
Yep, she got a birthday party.
Yeah. Big,
Halloween
It's gonna be
costume.
big
See, I
6.
remember.
Yeah, you
From
remember
this
that.
morning? Yeah.
Look at
Yeah, from
you.
earlier
Yeah,
today.
right.
You're crushing it.
I
I
know.
love it.
The Halloween. So, how long until you guys? Who was the first person to speak up and say, "Are you into cosplay?"
I
Or
think,
do you?
I don't
or
think
do you guys
I
decide
doubt-
to do it together?
I think it was kind of a together thing. You
Yeah.
had a group of friends.
Yeah, I think like I was
You're like, what if we
interested in
did
doing
this?
it, and I was just like, hey, let's do this. Like, let's do this together. Like, let's.
Okay.
I don't want to do it by myself because I've never done this, but like, come on, you can do this with me, right? So I think that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And how long did it take you guys for your first costumes? Are they called costumes, or are we calling them something else?
I mean, yeah, whatever
Like,
you want to call
alright,
it.
we're wanna
we're
offend.
not,
I mean,
we're
dealer's
not
choice.
on like the level of like deep nerds that some of these
Yeah.
people go to.
Yeah.
Like we're just
Yeah, we're
more of,
not like
a creative
a-
outlet.
yeah.
We're not into like role playing.
Yeah.
Like that's
also
so-
very hard to offend me, so like it could be offensive to somebody else.
I
But
know.
I'm not going to know it. So
Yeah.
So yeah, our first characters costume.
What were
I
they?
don't know.
Was it Louise
Probably.
and Tina?
It might have been. That one was
From-
not bad. That was one Goodwill trip for
Yeah, that was
one
like
Goodwill
$4.
trip, and she ordered the hat on Etsy. Like it wasn't like
We did not go all out.
Yeah.
We just made sure. I mean, you already had Converse tennis shoes.
yeah, it wasn't a
found
hard
some-
one.
no.
So I would say like the Adventure Time ones were probably the hardest because
Yeah.
we made every single piece of that.
Yeah.
So those took
I
some
just
time.
packed that up, and it's like, how the heck am I gonna pack up French toast?
You know,
Because I was breakfast princess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this last time.
Yep.
yeah.
So I was breakfast.
I mean, it's like a
princess.
big, thick piece of chair foam.
Two of
on the
them.
front and
Right.
back
Front and
is
the back.
toast.
Yeah.
It was.
We made
but
a
she
circle
looked
skirt.
good.
That foam is the
looked
best
real
stuff.
good.
For costume
Oh,
making.
it's so good.
You can do anything.
Foam mats,
Yeah.
chair foam, anything.
Mm-hmm.
Foam's where it's at.
So I'm gonna go back to high school. You guys ready?
Oh,
You're
at
not
least
10
You're
not 10?
Not-
Okay.
Oh,
No, not 10 now. I'm getting
knows.
older.
She
Probably
knows.
16 now.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
snap.
Okay.
Do you remember the Adam Sandler song "Lunch Lady Land"?
Yeah.
It's not ringing
Like-
a bell.
Oh, geez.
Slapper Joe, slapper Joe.
Come on.
Okay.
Slap
It's
it.
like,
Wait, were you
it's
legit
triggering
saying,
a little
Slap it,
bit.
or were you being sarcastic?
No, that
Ah!
actually wasn't
Yeah.
sarcasm. I'm not 100% sure.
I woke
It doesn't
up this
sound.
morning.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
All the pepperoni pizzas wasn't looking at me.
It
She
said,
screamed, "Why do you burn me and serve me up cold?"
I said, "I got
the
the spatula, just
Now
do
do
as
what
you're
you're
told."
told. The
Okay,
green
I
bean
think-
said you better run it hard, and then my friend
Okay.
Slapper Joe.
Okay, it definitely isn't triggering
Yeah.
anything, but you guys for sure have this
I
down.
love it. Okay, well we can do it.
We know what we're doing at open
yeah.
mic night.
All right. So it was a talent show,
Yeah.
and
We
I
can do
dressed
that.
up like a lunch lady, and
That would have been amazing.
and sang it. My friend played the guitar. He was dressed up like a lunch lady too, and but then all of our other friends, we made costumes for him. So we had green beans.
Okay.
We had, of course,
Nice.
Sloppy Joe, hoagie. We had a hoagie.
You had to.
Everything that was in there, we had. And they came out and started dancing and stuff. It was awesome.
That's
But
awesome.
we used all that foam was like the main
Yeah.
thing I used to make those costumes.
Yeah.
Do you have video or pictures?
I
of
have a
this anywhere?
VHS that I've been meaning to rummage around and see if it's in there.
I feel
I wanna
like
see
this is your moment to
Yeah.
to take that initiative and share
Yes.
it with the world.
I will do this.
I agree. Let's do this.
Okay. And then we'll try and get the rights to Sloppy Joe
Yes.
so we can play it
I
on
mean,
air.
don't you know Adam Sandler? We can just ask him
Yeah, I
directly.
do.
I thought so.
He's a stickler, though.
Ugh.
Yeah. Getting grumpy.
In his old age.
Yeah.
But when he hears her singing that song, I think he'll just be like, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can also do Opera Man, so just throwing that out there.
Oh, man. We could probably do a whole just segment on just Adam Sandler's
I would love
SNL.
it. I would love it.
Yep.
She's committed.
Good.
Now it's like going through every
Yeah, she's
Adam Sandler
brainstorming.
character. You know
She's
the
trying
look.
to count how many she's got. Like,
What do I need to practice?
she's making a
Yeah.
list. And then she's like, do I have basketball shorts and a big t-shirt so I can fit the part?
Yeah. And I'm
I'm already making a
Yeah.
Amazon list of what I need to get to fill the gaps.
Yeah. All right. Let's do this.
Hey, planning is half the battle.
Yeah.
You already have the lyrics down, so at this point, it's just placing an order and getting.
I think I do have the
so.
apron though from the Bob's Burgers.
Oh yeah. If not, I got one too.
All right. Let me get back to my
Right?
questions. Let me see.
Oh,
what
you
I
have.
next.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what's your next index card?
Next question. Let's go back to the hub.
The
Okay,
hub.
we're at the hub.
We're at the hub.
Yes. Okay.
Try again.
Trying to think of an interesting question about the hub. Are there any interesting questions about the hub?
I
is the
mean-
question.
I don't know. Maybe there are.
What's the okay? And it doesn't have to be hub.
Okay.
Let's just go to weird stories.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We'll
So,
probably have some
do you have
I don't have one
any
in
at the
mind.
top
I'm
of
just-
your mind?
at the top of my mind. Like, what kind of weird do you
Property.
want?
Let's go with property.
Well,
management
Nicci was the one who
stories.
wrote in on the property. Was it your mom's house that was haunted?
The little girl ghost.
Yeah. Why don't we do your
She
version?
was
Recap. Oh,
ours.
sorry.
So we had the little girl ghost that lived in our house. My sister shared a room with my mom, and my mom's a very light sleeper, and my sister never woke up at night, but my mom would get up in the morning and her toys would be out in the middle of the floor after picking them up. And after quite a while, our neighbor was always, she wouldn't even cross the property line. Like, she didn't want to come into our yard even. And then she finally told us why, is that she was friends with a little girl in that house when she was growing up, because she lived in what used to be her grandparents' house. And one day the girl went missing, and they started asking about her because nobody had seen her in a while. People go to the door, and the parents disappeared in the middle of the night later. So,
Oh, wow.
so we were guessing that maybe that was her.
Yeah.
So the house had an old dirt basement because it was a very old house. So we never went in down there, even in a tornado, because we were like,
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
because it was a little girl ghost, she wasn't mean.
Right.
But every once in a while, you'd feel something get right in your face. But if you'd yell, it'd go away.
Huh.
It was just part of the house.
Is it
Yeah.
cold in here all of a sudden?
I feel like it is.
I know. I
So
don't like
yeah.
it.
So she was there, but she
And it was a
great grandma
dirt
Bernice
floor-
took her away, so she wasn't there anymore.
What? Say that last part again.
Did I not share that part?
I don't think you
Oh,
did.
okay. So when my great grandma was dying, my mother had went to see her the day she died and everything, and my mother's husband didn't go, and that night when they were asleep, he woke up and he saw her at the end of their bed holding a little girl's hand.
She did tell us
And-
this.
Yeah.
yeah, and could describe what my grandmother was wearing. And then the little girl, we never noticed her ever again. So I was like, she's fine now.
I did get chills on that one.
Grandma Bernice took her.
Don't throw up.
I'm not. I mean,
You're
I'm
just
not
sharing
gonna-
a microphone.
Yeah.
You cannot
Sorry.
throw
sorry.
up on it. So yeah.
Let's go back to the dirt floor.
Why?
Why?
Because that's where the kid. She's got to be. Did anybody ever dig up the
The
dirt
house
floor?
was at I found out a couple years after I moved out on my own, and became an adult, that the city tore down that house, so it's no longer there. It was not in very good shape.
Yeah.
Is that why?
So-
because they knew that
No,
it was, or
it was
just because
falling
it was a bad
apart.
Okay.
Yeah, it was falling apart, kind of while we lived there. But just to brag, if we want to reference some other episodes where Sydney used to say she was poor because she didn't know that people would have carpet, we did have carpet. There was no padding,
How's
and
that
it wasn't actually attached, but we had carpet.
They had carpet.
Ooh,
That's right.
So
fancy.
just,
Did you have doorknobs?
we didn't have a door.
Well, I
Okay.
think that just evened it back out.
It did. Yep,
Yeah.
we're good. My dad made one of the doors, and it did not have a doorknob. It was like a slidey wood piece.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well,
I
we
love
were
it.
upstairs.
And I've seen pictures of her dad, and it totally
Yeah.
makes sense.
We were.
I-
I've met the man.
Yeah.
So we are, like me and my siblings, we had there was just one big room in the upstairs of that house. So there was no door at the bottom of the staircase. So
Mm-hmm.
it was just open.
So you can say, I mean, you kind of got your
That's-
property management start, by your grandma who evicted a squatter, pretty much.
I would
mean,
say, yeah. I mean,
She didn't
she
pay
was
rent,
living
that's for
rent
sure.
free.
right. And your grandma was like,
Mm-hmm.
"That's it. I'm going to die and take this little girl with us."
I
with me."
mean,
She sacrificed her life to save your family
Oh.
from a ghost.
right,
Grandma Bernice, that was so thoughtful.
yeah, and set you on your career path.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amazing.
Ugh, getting teary-eyed.
Yeah,
Love it. Love it.
but that was not a property management story.
No.
No.
Nope. And I
Wait,
really,
whoa.
We do have a ghost property management story.
I was gonna say, don't you have haunted property stories?
I mean, only a couple.
Oh, okay.
So,
I know it was building 8. You would never tell me which apartment in there.
so there was an apartment at one of the communities that I had that these people would come and random lights would be turned on or the stove would get turned on. And yeah, and then stuff would fall down in their closet with nobody being in there and the shelf didn't fall. It was stuff that came off the shelf. So I didn't know how to feel about it because they'd come in, the woman was crying. And so I felt so terrible for her. But then the husband would be behind her and making motions she's crazy, she's not stable, I don't know. So I don't really know.
Right.
It was right off the interstate, so it's one of those things maybe somebody there could have been an accident. I don't know. So after that person moved out, I actually had friends that were with the Paranormal Society. So I let them go into the apartment for an evening just to see. And they didn't really have anything going on in there. So I was like,
Okay.
okay, it's fine. But that way, at least I felt good about moving the next people in.
And no
So,
complaints from the new
Nothing
people.
ever again. So I was like, well, if there was one, you took it with you. So
Maybe she was crazy.
could have been attached to her for all I know if it was real. So
This just triggered a memory of another haunted house story that I have.
okay.
So this was before I worked with Nicci, I worked at it was basically a management company of individual owners. So all of the houses were basically duplexes or single family homes type of situation. It wasn't like an apartment complex. And this was a kid that I had gone to high school with. He lived in this house and there was a house fire, but he had been, I don't know if he was partying that night and then passed out in his bed, but unfortunately, he was in the house when it caught fire and everything and didn't get out. So he passed away in that house. And as I was working at this place, I didn't put it together, but we had a resident who was living in a house and was complaining, swearing, hey, my house is haunted. I don't know what's going on. And I think he came in to pay rent one month, and I asked him a couple questions about it, which, he started talking, and he was like, yeah, I think there was a house fire, a couple of years ago or something. And then it was oh, my gosh. So I, did some research, and I found out what house it was that the kid I went to high school with was in, and it was the same house. And and he lived in that apartment.
Oh man.
I was like, oh, my gosh, someone I know is a ghost.
Did
And
you
you-
try to go in and be like,
No, I did not go.
hey buddy, let me take you home?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
but I don't know.
And the tenant, did you tell them? Or?
No, no. I don't think so. Maybe I did.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel like I did.
Just be like, oh yeah, I'm sorry you're dealing with this.
Like, oh, we'll totally move you to another apartment in the same building. I think he got moved into another apartment in the same building before I started. I just had heard
okay.
about it, and I was like, tell me about what happened.
Yes, tell me all the details, please. Thank you.
Like, well, here it is. Like, that sounds familiar.
I want more haunted experiences.
I know.
Zero that I can think of.
I had an apartment that I wouldn't go in the bedroom because I found out later after I got creeped out twice.
Whoa. An apartment that you lived in or an apartment that you
No,
managed?
It was one I managed. So after I got creeped out twice, I stopped going in there and found out that somebody had committed suicide in that apartment. But I would go in.
She's got the vibes.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I would go in and 2 different times, like going into this vacant apartment, closet doors open in that bedroom, go into the closet, like, because you're just doing an inspection. So you're checking over everything. Go into the closet, the door starts to creepy shut. But it's been empty for weeks. So, like, the door's been open this whole time, and I come in the closet, and all of a sudden the door starts creeping shut. So, like, it just creeped me out a little bit. And then, so I was just like, I'm just not going in the bedroom anymore. And then later on, I was just like, well, I have other people that can go into that apartment for me. So I just didn't, I was like, if somebody ever says something, but I'm not going to share that apartment possibly is
Whoa. Was that
Either
at the
the
same
apartment
property
is
as
different
before?
property.
Okay.
Because the 2 options are either it's haunted or you're crazy.
Yeah, in the
So-
same bedroom in the same apartment twice. But it's possible.
Yeah.
It could have just been by chance, and I just happened to have noticed it. So I can't
Yeah, I
say
wouldn't
for
put
sure.
myself out there either
Yeah.
and say,
Yeah.
this place is definitely haunted, everybody.
Yeah, like, because it nobody else had ever said anything. So I was like, it's probably just a random thing, but, like, what are the chances it's in his room? But whatever. We had other people that passed away, and nobody else ever stuck around and haunted. So,
So when did you get into property management? What was or what'd you do before?
I mean, I have been doing property management since I was 20, I think.
So before that, you just basically went to high
I worked
school.
I sold dogs for a couple of years. Like, I worked at a pet store, sold dogs for a few years.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Sold dogs for a few years, and then I, was a manager at a clothing store for, like, a year. Worked at PetSmart for a little bit as,
So
like,
she
a
was a
reptile
manager
specialist.
at 18.
Ooh.
So,
What's it take to be a reptile specialist? Do they give you
just
training or
no,
they just
because
call
none
you
of them
one?
had any training.
Yeah.
But when I was young, I had a lot of reptiles and
Oh, okay.
things as the such. So I'd had
Yeah.
like 30 reptiles. So anything that they sold, I had already owned. So they just
You knew how to take care of them and knew
Yeah.
the things.
because they need specific lighting, different temperatures, humidity, all of that stuff, and no one else knew any of that information. So that
What-
was me.
Name your reptiles. What'd you have?
Name a reptile, and I'm sure I had it, to be honest. Like, I had almost every type of
I'll start with gecko, the little
so-
bitty guys.
Oh,
You
I
had to
had-
start off with
Oh
those.
yeah,
She
like,
got a gecko
Yeah.
and a nacho cup. Nacho
no,
cheese
that was
cup.
a chameleon.
Oh, sorry.
That's way
Sorry.
different. So I've had leopard geckos, tokay gecko. I mean, I've had a couple of different kinds.
Okay.
So
Iguanas.
So an iguana is something I never had because I don't like them.
Oh, well, okay.
So I don't
How
love.
can a
I had a
reptile
water
specialist-
dragon, but I didn't like iguanas.
Yeah.
When I was younger, somebody had a full size iguana and it like whipped its tail all the time. So I just
Yeah.
wasn't interested.
Okay.
So
Bearded dragon.
I had a couple.
Okay.
I just heard a random thing
Let's hear
where
it.
in Florida, like, I mean, clearly they have iguanas everywhere, but when it gets too cold in
Oh,
Florida,
right.
they
Yeah.
just like
Yes.
drop out of trees.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
they like, so you just hear a thump and it's like, don't go out and try to save it because it'll wake up in your house and be pissed.
Yeah, it'll
Yep.
warm up and then it'll
Yep.
be ready to go. And
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
So it's just like, they just thunk.
Yeah, and they're just not super kind. Like, they're not a lovey-dovey animal. So
No.
Yeah. They're fun to watch run.
yeah, Like
trying
if
to
you're
think
at
of
a resort in
some-
Mexico and you
yeah.
see an iguana running around, you're just like, wow, that's
Yeah,
cool.
look at that thing go.
But I don't
And
want
it's-
it. I don't
No,
want it.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure my aunt, when she went to Florida, trapped one of the small little lizards that she had
Oh,
on
yeah.
the porch and brought it home with her. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's some kind of law-breaking act.
It's definitely at least a gray area.
Yeah.
So,
But those are basically like insects down there.
True.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. My son wanted to do the same thing. So we had this conversation.
Nah.
Yeah.
so I also did like random like rescue type things for animals. Like if a lot of times pet stores, if there's like a reptile or something, sometimes they're aggressive and it's hard to sell. So sometimes they would just give them to me.
Oh.
And I just would feel bad and take them.
You have a house full
So-
of aggressive
I had
reptiles.
some that were not very nice.
Yeah.
So, but nobody, I mean, they weren't well cared for in the pet stores and nobody was going to take them home. So I just kind of took them and we just had like the person I lived with at the time, we just had a process of like how we would clean cages, how we would feed, all of, stuff like that.
I can't help but when I think of reptiles and pet stores to think of Pee-wee's Big Adventure. You know what I'm talking about?
I forget that
When the
specific
pet store is
part.
on fire and he
comes out with
saves
all
every
the
animal
animals.
and the animals and
yeah.
then keeps leaving the snakes. Sorry,
Yeah, I don't.
it's no
I,
Adam
don't
Sandler.
I
guess.
took the snakes home
Oh.
that nobody wanted.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. There's other parts of that movie that are burned into my brain, but
Like what?
yeah.
When he flips on his bike? Well, when he's...
No.
Okay, go ahead.
The tequila shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I can do the Pee-wee dance.
I bet you can.
Yeah.
When did you dress up? What Halloween did you dress up like Pee Wee Herman?
I didn't celebrate
Oh,
Halloween.
that's right. God, dang it.
yeah, I was like, it wasn't there. It didn't happen.
You would have been
It's a
on one of
TBD,
those.
and it's on
I was
the
going to
list
say,
now.
it's not too late.
No,
Yeah.
we can totally do it.
I found out last week, thanks to like probably TikTok or Instagram, that I think that's where my very good dance skills came from. Was
That
Pee-wee
would make
Herman.
sense.
You know how I dance. That has to be it.
So you're doing the
like-
two hands in front,
I
two behind,
just
two
a
front,
lot
two
of
behind. It's
random like movements.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah.
it's just nothing makes sense.
It's real
Yeah.
jerky.
yeah, I'm
it's not
very
quite
graceful,
Elaine from Seinfeld, but
easy. Yeah.
but it's just get that same vibe a little bit.
And does
So,
it
like, it's
change
not-
up, or is it like
Oh yeah,
Every
just I like to
song-
keep you guessing. It's
Okay.
not consistent.
it's way
Yeah.
fun. It's way fun though.
I have a good time.
Good.
It doesn't mean I'm good at it. Same thing, like singing, any kind of anything. I'm not good at it, but I'm enjoying it.
good?
And I like to have a good time, okay?
Okay.
So,
Right.
All right.
Sassy
uh,
All
pants.
right.
I'm just defending myself. I know it's bad, okay?
So when you're doing your
Yeah, when I'm
Busting a
yeah,
move.
it's not twerk. I almost said twerking.
Trust me, this is not what you would consider twerking.
It sounds like your joints, everything except for the hips, are twerking.
Oh, yes. No, the hips
Yeah.
do not move.
It's like a full body
Yes.
minus the hips. Twerk.
Yes, I have a lot of like moves, but nothing cooperates with the rest of my body in
Yeah.
any way. So, like, I can chair, dance.
Ah!
Within reason,
I didn't
as long
say
as
the
there's
F
nothing in your
word.
way.
I mean, you can.
I know, but I didn't. Just bragging, okay?
Nice.
Let me have it.
Your dance? What's it look like?
Oh, it's like
no,
washing
don't-
the dishes.
No, but she's
Oh, you're doing
she's
the acts
smooth
of-
about it though.
Yeah.
She's so smooth about it.
So you do
if
that
Somebody
too?
needs to tell Eric about it because
You should watch this girl wobble, okay? She can wobble like
the wobble's kind of my
wobble?
dance.
She can wobble with the best of them.
And is this wobble a dance
It's-
name, or is it just
Yeah,
like
it is. It's a
the
song
vision
dance
you get?
name.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You're not going to explain it.
No,
more than that.
there's-
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
So it's actually on my gym playlist, and when it comes on, I stop whatever exercise that I'm doing and
Absolutely.
I wobble.
Oh,
But I just want to point out that it's also an exercise.
It is like I call it
Okay.
a warm up.
Like if you're at a wedding and the wobble happens and then
take my drink, I'm out.
Yeah, but like
So
if
what's
you,
the song?
if you,
Let me hear the song.
Oh, that's not something I'm capable
Let me just
of.
pull it up.
Oh, you're gonna pull
off
up on that,
of
all right.
my playlist.
I already sang once.
I'm not
That's-
singing.
I'm
it.
maxed out
Yeah.
on my singing. But like if
You know,
if
Do
the
they say
wobble,
something like "Do the wobble"?
Wobble baby, wobble
wobble-
baby,
yeah.
wobble baby.
Wobble baby, wobble baby.
so I
not a
like at a wedding or something. I need instructions in the song. So,
See, this one-
like
Yeah.
the Cupid Shuffle, I can do
It
it.
tells
They're
you what
telling
to
me
do.
what to do.
Yeah.
And
This
the
one
wobble
doesn't tell you what
does,
to do.
like, once you know what the wobble is, that part of it, like, it's pretty good. So
Okay.
but I need instruction. Like, I work well if there's instructions. If there's not, I will make them myself.
So it sounds to me like, oh, here we go.
That's the beginning. Oops, I just started it over.
I was
gonna
because
say.
I'm
Yeah.
so good with tech.
Yeah, witness the change is my
Wait.
time. Yeah, I'm new to the game, but I'm a big girl.
Nope.
Damn, I'm so
I'm trying to
How have I
fast
never
forward
heard
it.
this?
Have you never been to a wedding?
In the last 10 years?
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. It's at least 10 years old, right?
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard it. Okay.
I was like, you've never been to a
I was like,
wedding?
come on.
I'm trying to think if last time I danced at a wedding.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if that comes on,
I'm out.
Cupid Shuffle comes on, like multiple of those, like, typical, like, wedding things, like, that's exhausting. So I don't care that you're working out. You're not stopping your workout. You're switching gears at that
There
point.
you go.
Yep.
Like, it's still a workout.
It is. It's
So,
And the rest of your dance moves, they sound like you're recreating.
the sprinkler, the
You're-
washing machine,
I
the
feel
dishes.
like she
dishes.
channels, like, a 90s SNL character that has skill.
Uh-huh.
Like a little bit of Spartan spirit in there, maybe sometimes. I don't know.
I'm Sally O'Malley, and I'm 50 years
I want
old.
to kick.
Stretch and kick it.
I can see that. That'd be awesome.
That's actually on my character list that I want to do someday.
When you're 50.
I mean, why wait?
Yeah.
I'll be 50 every year. That's
One
fine.
of my favorite costumes I've ever done is my old lady, and I've done her multiple times because
I love it.
it is so comfortable.
You
Yeah.
do the
Like,
makeup on point.
I crushed it. And then I put like a pillow in my, so I was sitting on a pillow all day.
Yeah.
Like I had a moo-moo,
she
but I pillowed in the front and
actually
back,
becomes
so.
the character, though.
Yeah, I had
Oh,
a
wait,
I
you
had a
did?
walker. Like,
Awesome.
yeah, I put a pillow in. I was sitting on a cloud pillow.
I thought you
day.
had like
How
a
great was that?
donut and you
No,
were just
that was a
as a
pillow.
character. Okay, but you had
Yeah,
you had it under your
I
moo
tucked her. Yeah,
you made it look- okay.
She had a tush going on,
Yeah,
and it was very comfy.
she had some junk in her trunk.
She did.
Yeah.
We so at our friend's house, one of their parties they always have themes, and it was old people. I think it was a 40th birthday party.
Did you go
And
as
so-
Jesus again?
No,
Ah,
all right. Jesus
he's-
didn't live that long,
The first time.
Touche.
right?
The first time.
That's true.
Which time?
But we were also comfortable. We're like, this is the best.
Yeah, it's so
Sweaters,
good.
like
Yeah.
comfy pants.
I had a walker.
elastic
I had the
waist.
walker with wheels.
New Balance.
Like I was wheeling myself around the office.
It's probably
Like,
nice.
yeah, I would sit down in it, turn it around, and like push
Yeah.
myself. I was wheeling around the office. Yeah, it was good.
I like it.
Yeah.
My goal is to I think my hair is going white anyway. I just wish it just were to all go white, and then right now I might look like I'm 50 or 60, but 20 years from now, when I am, I'll be 65. 20 years from now, when I'm 65, it'll look like I haven't aged.
That's true.
Oh, so you just want to get it out of the way?
Get it out of the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just maintain.
Now that we're on this topic, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure my dad was like all white by the time he was like mid to late 30s.
Yeah, and he probably hasn't looked like he's aged since then.
Maybe not.
Just say
yeah.
no. Just say yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, has stuck
Absolutely.
the same in time. But like, so I will be 34 next month, and I'm like, oh, I only have like one little gray hair, and I was like looking at my hair yesterday. It's like a couple right here, like
Yeah.
my unicorns. But I was like, I got a white fuzzy in my hair. I was like, oh, it's not a white fuzzy. That's just like, it hit the light perfectly, so
Yeah.
it shone.
Did you pluck it?
No, left that shit there. I'm proud of that
She
thing.
earned it.
That's right.
Oh, sorry.
We're getting all tangled up here.
I was stuck under my shoe.
I feel like we're quiet too.
Yeah, sorry. We're like, For some reason, I feel like
But
today we've had to be closer than
right.
we've ever been.
Every time we have to keep getting closer and closer. We'll get that third mic eventually.
At least
Yeah.
she brought gum.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Thank you.
James was like, just turn your volumes up. You can like sit back comfortably. I'm like,
That just makes sense. I don't know why you would do that.
right.
Well, we're up to like 10 on this, so
Ooh,
Yeah.
crank it to 11.
we're as high as we're gonna go.
Is that a choice? Is 11 a choice? I don't think
No,
11's
it's
a
not.
choice. No.
All right.
Yeah.
Maxed out.
It's a
We just have to like, hey.
All right. So next, we have a segment that's called questions that Sydney has always wanted to ask you, but is too embarrassed.
I don't feel like there's any filter there.
I feel like there's
never
really,
Really?
Yeah, there's.
there's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I probably know too much about everything.
I don't get embarrassed very easily.
Okay.
So it's
It's an open book.
not a lot stays it, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Which, same.
yeah, a lot of word vomit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can just pick whichever parts of it you want, I guess, as a friend. Like, you just have to accept the rest. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
honestly.
it just happens.
like,
I feel like it's just like to live like that.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to do it a few times, and you're like, well, nothing happened. I'm still here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still doing good.
I mean, at this point, I am who I am.
Yeah.
You
Right.
can either take
this
it or
friendship is
no.
safe. Like,
What's she gonna do? Find another friend? We're both moms. We don't have time for that.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's it.
No, like we
Yeah.
are gonna grow old together. Okay.
We
like,
have
And with
settled.
your kids
We're
the same
fine.
age, then,
Yeah.
It
it's-
helps.
We
It
just
helps.
got to support our children so we get a very nice nursing home. That is the current
Right.
plan.
Yeah.
Is to support our kids.
But honestly, if our kids got married, that would be, oh my
Oh,
gosh.
here we go.
I wouldn't put it past them.
They love each other.
love
They're
each
so
other
sweet
so
to
much.
each other.
She hugs him and that she doesn't touch other children. Like she doesn't care about other kids.
I mean,
but she
I was
does
just-
love him.
She's very selective with who she gives her hugs to. And I was just excited when I saw her the other day and she was like, Sydney! I was like, yes!
Yes.
I hit a level.
Nice.
I'll take
My-
it. Sorry, that was really
She's-
loud. Look at that. Look
Yeah,
at that sound wave.
Set
She's-
new records.
Yeah. Is this very independent? So she just does. She does her.
She does her own thing.
But if
And-
you are a chosen one, it's pretty special.
But Isaac
It feels
also
good, doesn't it?
doesn't get
Yeah.
his feelings hurt if she just goes off. She's like, all right, I'm going to do this
Yeah,
then.
I think he's been
they're very
around her long
independent.
enough, like, because he's been around her his whole life too, so he knows how Izzy is, and then he also doesn't get his
Does what he
feelings hurt
wants.
too much. So,
No.
but you know, he's been around her his whole life, so
And then Jonah's
They
just
just
a
are
young
who
one.
they
He's
are.
just like, I'm just going to put these Mickey Mouse ears on and call it a
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
I still have that picture. He's pretty.
So my 6-month granddaughter.
yes,
What was it? So she has stranger danger sometimes.
yeah.
But never with me. Never.
Not of course.
Yeah.
Of course not.
I'm gonna check.
Yeah.
Is her? Okay. Her. I was gonna
Is
check.
her mama listening?
There is a
She might be able to hear
Another-
it later.
grandpa that she gets stranger danger to. Not saying that gives me a little bit of pride.
Sometimes,
but
sometimes
does make
there are
me feel good.
differences between like a grandpa and a weepaw. Okay,
What's
like,
what's a wee paw?
it's a grandpa.
Well, what's the difference? You said sometimes there are
Pronunciation.
differences.
Sometimes your daughter calls one a weepaw. Sometimes one's a grandpa.
Oh, I
okay?
see. Okay. Well,
So-
what would I be? Is a wee paw
I think
good?
you're
Yeah.
a weepaw.
Nice. So we're going for Pops for the name,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
and then my wife is Lolly.
I think that
Lolly
is
and
so
Pops.
cute.
Yeah.
I love it.
So that's what we're shooting for. We'll see how it works out.
We'll see. My kid doesn't love other kids, so I don't know if she'll ever have children. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So we'll see if I become a grandparent.
Yeah.
You know, I'll just adopt somebody else that has a kid. You
Yeah.
know, it's fine.
Well, my sister-in-law, just the other day, I was thinking about just calling her up and be like, hey, can I just watch your kids? Because I'm
miss
bored
kids.
of myself. Yeah. Like, just get them over here so I just don't have to,
yeah.
You thought about calling her or you did?
I did not call her.
Okay.
I thought for
But then
one
you'd
second.
actually have to follow through. Like the idea is good, but like,
And I thought, like,
You
I
know.
could just go home and not have to take care of anybody.
yeah,
I mean, if you miss
that's
kids,
that is an option.
you can have mine anytime.
Okay, well, I'll contact you sometime.
No, we won't. No, we won't.
It was
Don't
a
hold
fleeting
your
moment.
breath.
But hey, sometimes those fleeting moments,
Yeah.
that's how we're sitting here.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. We wouldn't be here without Kristen's crazy antics.
Yeah, me and my just random. Hey, let's do this.
And Sydney's like, okay,
Yeah.
let's do it. Yeah.
My thing is,
I
Sounds
said
if
it
good.
just like that.
Yeah.
if I put
Okay.
it out there, then I have to follow through with it.
Well, I think I
So.
told you, it was like, what calendar date? Should we meet sometime? What's going on?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I
sure.
need more
Whatever you
information
said.
to make an informed decision.
Right?
No, she said yes right away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
We need to bring WD-40 next time.
I
for that
know,
chair.
right?
It's so squeaky.
I know. I feel like we could sit here probably another half hour.
Easily.
45
Where are we at?
hour.
Oh, dang.
We're creeping
bitty.
up on 50.
Ooh. See,
You're just so easy
Tie
to
this
talk
up. I
to.
know.
I've been told.
So in summary, what if we did that every episode? We summarized everything
have you been
we talked about.
doing bullet points of
Yes.
everything I've said?
Absolutely.
Didn't you see?
Okay,
I got
good.
my
Yeah.
notepad out to not
She has-
take any notes.
But at least you felt good about it.
Yeah.
I have a list of what I need to do this week, and it's Thursday afternoon, and I have one thing crossed off. And honestly,
Was it this?
Liquor store boxes.
somebody?
Hold on.
So I
was this on the list?
No,
Add it and cross it off.
There you
true.
go.
But
That's that's
yeah,
the
so I
trick.
have liquor store boxes on the list because I contacted our office and a lender's office. And it's like, hey, do you guys got any paper boxes? Because paper boxes are really good at holding books, other things made of paper. Because the box that I have is like ripping apart and it's too big, so I overstuffed it with books and now it's really heavy.
Oh, that's classic.
Yeah, classic
Moving mistake.
Yep. So
You get the you got to get the medium-sized
I know it.
boxes. A big box.
I'm not
it's
gonna
gonna
buy
fall apart.
boxes though.
Okay.
Like,
No,
do you guys use paper at the office? Do you have any paper boxes?
we're mostly paperless.
That's what I
so-
figured. That's what I figured.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Immediately
Egg
when you
crate
said that, I was like,
baskets.
do we have paper box?
But yeah, somebody
So-
suggested liquor store boxes because the boxes are usually a little bit smaller
Yeah.
because they have to hold bottles. And it's like Eric also has a booze collection.
Fun fact,
So-
a liquor store box was one of the reasons I thought it was a sign I should buy my current home. Because there was a Sailor Jerry box in the bedroom because she also had gotten liquor store boxes.
And-
And I was like, I love Sailor Jerry. Is this meant to be?
What is Sailor
Which it
Jerry?
is.
It's a
Whiskey?
rum.
Oh,
Okay.
So
Did
it's
not know.
it's like a caramel spice rum. So
Mm,
if you put it with a vanilla Coke from the frozen custard, it's not gross.
delightful. It's not gross.
So,
I haven't done that in a very
egg
long
crate,
time.
Or egg cart, or whatever.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
egg carts, but
The words are hard, but yes.
they are.
Yeah,
It's
milk
egg
crate.
box.
Egg crates.
Just say egg box.
Yeah.
Yeah, egg crate. Those work well.
Yeah.
I'll save some boxes for you.
Yes.
We could talk about all this off air.
Yeah, no.
Anyone who wants to donate boxes can drop them
Email,
off at
right?
Yeah.
But just email the homeslicepod at
homeslicepod@gmail.com.
gmail.com, and if I can come pick them up, I will.
Yeah.
I totally will.
All right, are we gonna wrap this up? I think that's what we're doing now.
Yeah, I mean, it's time.
It is time.
52.5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I
Let's
don't
do-
know.
No, we did
Okay,
so well
like
the
and
first
review
time.
and do all that stuff so that other people can hear us. Because if we can get
Tell
what
your
is
friends, guys. Tell your friends.
it, 970 more people to listen, we can get paid for this.
Hey, come
Is
on.
that it?
I think-
Have we
is that
gone
it?
up
How
since
many
last week?
mutual connections do the 12 people that have been listening have? Enough to make it work. Come on, guys.
Right? Come on,
Step
Kevin
it up.
Bacon rule. Kevin.
What are we up to
Bacon.
now? Do you know?
I didn't pull it up today, but usually the last couple times we've been flickering between like 12 and 23.
23.
See, keep doubling
So-
it. Like I said,
I know, trying.
we'll be
It's
done
gonna
by the end of the
spiral.
month.
So yeah, rate, review, send it to your friends. That'd be real swell. Give us ideas of who to talk to, what to talk about.
Don't give us ideas on what to talk about. It
won't
last.
work.
Yeah,
Well, still, we could talk about the thing, and then we can have more segues.
I like it.
Okay, see, you're welcome. You're
One or two
welcome.
bullet points per
I'm
show.
pretty quick at
It's fine.
accepting an idea.
You're like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
it's
Okay,
Like, terrible. Never. We will never do that. Okay, sure.
but okay,
Let's do that.
Yeah. So there's that. Home slice. Look at that, harmonizing again.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye.